And let's also tell you that Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has urged Muslims in the country to live by the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad as they celebrate Eid-Ul-Maulud, which marks his birth. The president adds that the period be used for deep introspection and fervent prayers. The federal government declared a public holiday to mark the Eid-Ul-Maulud celebration. Adishawa Odushoga reports.
Every 12th day of the third month in Islamic calendar, Muslims across the world come together to celebrate the birth of the Prophet Muhammad. The day, which is known as Eid-Ul-Maulud, is often declared a public holiday in Nigeria. Unlike other festivals recognized by the Islamic faith, Eid-Ul-Maulud is often not a time for merrymaking, but a period for sober reflection and devotion.
Is the anointed soul that Allah has decreed in Qadar to come to the world and give his exemplary lightning to the rejuvenation and resuscitation and reaffirmation of humanity.
Attitude of the prophet, even the one who tried to kill him and he forgave him, make them to realize that this man is not going, or is calling us toward peace, toward unity.
Muslims are known to often follow the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, which are the traditions and practices of the Islamic prophet that constitute a model for Muslims to follow. Muslims also believe that the Prophet Muhammad is the seal of the Prophet within Islam, with the Quran as well as his teachings and practices forming the basis of Islamic religious belief.
He said, I was sent to complete the good characters. So he didn't mention post-believing, but he said, I was sent to show the good mortals, good attitudes. So this is my main character of the Prophet that I admire most.
The Prophet is known to be a great example of establishing loyalty, truthfulness, reliability, selflessness, ethics, and passion.
The first thing we need to do every year is to rehearse what are those things he said in the last sermon. It says, none of you is different from one another except with faith. Let those who are here tell those who are not here. So, you see, all those qualities of explanations that the Holy Prophet has given were the things we should emulate. And those are the things we should copy and make the world and today a memorable place and day to enjoy.
Islamic scholars believe the celebration of Eid-Ul-Maulud is expected to increase his love in the heart of his followers, to reflect on his teachings, and also an opportunity to showcase the Prophet as a paragon of love, mercy, compassion, benevolence, generosity, justice, and all virtue. Adishawa Odushoga, reporting for News Central.
Now, still speaking on the Eid-Ul-Maulud celebration, I am now joined by Sheikh Daud Adetokunbo Adilakun to further help us understand what the celebration is about. He is the Chief Missioner, the Association of Muslims Professionals. Thank you so much, Sheikh Adilakun, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me too. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great, and happy celebrations to you.
Well, alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for His mercy for preserving our life to this beautiful moment. It's a day of great joy to all of us, the Muslims, remembering the day in which the best of mankind is actually born into the world to do what is being sent to do. Thank you so much.
Okay, now about the celebrations, could you help us understand the historical background and the origins of the observance or the observation of the Prophet Muhammad's birth on the 12th day of Rabi al-Awwal?
Well, thank you very much. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we say, the peace of Allah be upon him, is sent to the world to liberate the world, take out the world from darkness into the light. When God actually created the world, He created Adam, the first mankind to ever be created. And from that Adam, He created Eve. And from the becoming of Adam and Eve, all of us came to the world. And the sole purpose for which He has created the world was to worship Him alone. It's a privilege that we are human beings. He could have created to be anything. So therefore, having created us to worship Him, at the same time, Satan stood in order to deviate, to take away the mind of mankind from the memory of Allah, from not worshiping Him. Because of this, God started sending prophets and messengers to mankind to remember them, to remind them of the purpose of their creation. For this reason, He started sending from Noah, who was the first messenger, then Abraham, then Hud, then Solomon, and it went like that. 124,000 prophets Allah sends to the world to make them remember the purpose for which they are created. And out of this 124,000, we have 313 among them who are the messengers. Among these messengers, we have 5 of them who are said to be the leaders of the messengers. And who are these? We have the Noah, we have Abraham, we have Moses, we have Jesus, and we have Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These are the leaders of the messengers of God. All of them have been sent to come and bring up the mankind into the members of God, to worship God alone. Then after the death of Jesus, there was a gap, about 570 years between that. People went back into worshiping of the idols. Abraham has come as the father of faith, taught mankind how to worship only one God. Then between many messages have come. Noah has come, Moses have come, Elijah, Elisha, all of them, David, Solomon, they have all come in between. But mankind never ceased to worship idol. So at the time when this worship of idol, people have forgotten about God, then God sent Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam 570 years AD after the death of Christ. He sent him to the Arab nations. He was born in Mecca on the 12th of Eid-Ul-Maulud, which is the 3rd month of the lunar calendar, which is Muharram, Safar, and Eid-Ul-Maulud. Muhammad was born. And the purpose for which he was born, because God wants to perfect that, yes, He's sending a woman being like you to you. Because people have challenged. Jesus has no father. Abi has no father, he has mother. Therefore, it could be a spirit. Now I want to spend a woman being like you, who is as a father, as a mother, and who you know his origin, but to tell you about me. And that was why God sent to mankind. Before then, there was humanity against humanity. There's anarchy. There's treachery. Every kind of bad things are operating in the world. Women had no rights. People were not worshiping God. They were worshiping idols, intoxicants, indecency. All of them filled the world. And that period is called the period of ignorance. And at that time, God sent Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to come and liberate the whole universe. Not only the Arabs, not only man, the whole universe, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, jinn kingdom, all the universe, to bring them back to the worship of one God, the jinn and mankind to worship Him. And that was what He was born in the 570 years AD. Now He was there. He was born on Monday, on the 11th of Rabiul Awal, 570 AD. After He was born, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, He lived among the general people. He grew up among them. People come to know Him. They know His father, they know His mother, they know His grandparents, all this religion, all the 40 generations, they all this.
Okay,
Yes.
Sheikh, now what would you say is the importance of this celebration to Muslim faithfuls?
Now, the point of this celebration is to bring mankind to God and to make us understand that God who has created us wants us to live together with ourselves in harmony, in peace, in tranquility. That we must tolerate each other, and these are the virtues of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That we must tolerate ourselves, whether you are a Muslim or you're not Muslim. You must actually tolerate each other. God has created all of you. Muhammad has lived among the Jews, with the Jews. He has lived with the non-believers. He has lived with the Christians. He lived with the Muslims. Even he lived with the hypocrites. How did he live with all of them? This is a period of spiritual effort for all of us to think about his life history, his biography. How did he actually live for these 23 years when he was the messenger of God? And what are the virtues, what are the lessons we want to take from his life?
Right. Sheikh, now we understand that some Muslims choose not to observe or celebrate Eid-Ul-Maulud. Are there reasons behind this, and what is the theological perspective on the celebration of the Prophet's birthday?
Well, some of them don't celebrate because Muhammad himself never did it. He never did any celebration for his birthday. The only thing he did was he fasted on Mondays. He said, I fast on Mondays because that was the day I was born. So every Monday he fasted. So as a result, he said, if I want to remember me, then remember for what I do. So some scholars say, since he never did it himself, then why should he be doing what he did not do? If he had wanted to celebrate his birthday, he would have celebrated himself because he knew. And the generation that followed him Abu Bakr, Umar, Osman, Ali, the best that follow him, they should have done the same thing. 300 years after he left, nobody actually celebrated his birthday. So it started after 300 years that people felt this man is so great. He has brought us take us out of darkness to light. He has been so wonderful, so tremendous. Why don't you remember him? Why don't you celebrate him? Out of love and affection. So people decided, well, let us be remembering him and celebrate him. But these celebrations was only to remember his good deeds and preach it and tell people about his virtues. Yes.
All right, Chief Missioner, Association of Muslims Professionals, Sheikh Daud Adetokunbo Adelekun. Thank you so much for joining us on the news.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure and happy celebrations once again.